Hi, today we're going to be looking at an update to a couple of our videos in the 5-minute safety series, those on work health and safety legislation and work health and safety duties in Australia. My name's Michael Terry, I'm from Momentum Safety and Ergonomics, and welcome back to the 5-minute safety series. It's been a few years since we did our videos on health and safety legislation and health and safety duties, and these videos remain some of our most popular videos. So it's timely that we do a bit of an update as to what changes might have happened or what's new in health and safety in these particular areas. The video today is not intended to update all of health and safety. These videos today are particularly for legislation and duties. So let's jump straight in and see what we looked at previously, and let's see if there's been any changes to that. Previously, we looked at the difference between statutory legislation and common law, and we found out that common law was the law of the courts, and statutory law or statutory legislation is the legislation that is written down in the form of acts, regulations, and codes of practice. And I'm happy to say that there is no changes at all to the broad structure of health and safety legislation in Australia across all of the states and in our model legislation as well. If we delve into the Act in particular, we looked at some health and safety duties, and we said that there was really three key players involved in who have duties in relation to health and safety in Australia. And those were the business or undertaking, the officer of the business or undertaking, who typically is quite senior management, and the workers themselves. So if you need a bit of a touch up on these videos, feel free to look at the links in the description as well as on screen right now. There has been some updates in relation to penalties. And this is a natural thing, with time. I'm sure we're all aware that prices for all things seem to be increasing quite rapidly at the moment, and the penalties are the same. On screen, you can see the difference between the Queensland penalties as they are now and as they were when we originally did our video back in 2019. And you can see that there has been a rise there, as would be expected. Other states will have done their own review in relation to penalties, but this is just to give you a bit of a feel for how these have changed. There has been some other changes in relation to the health and safety duties that are worth just mentioning. The first one is in relation to insurance. It is a fact that certain directors of corporations had taken out insurance for the potential monetary penalties applied to them under the Work Health and Safety Act. And this has been, or the ability to do this has been taken away with changes to the way the Act is written, and is no longer something that you can do as a director. You can't insure yourself for penalties imposed by the Act. The other thing that I quickly wanted to mention that is an update, not necessarily since we did our original video, it was new when we filmed the video back in 2019, but I want to make you aware of the fact that we do have legislation for industrial manslaughter. So this can be considered a fourth and I guess a separate category of offence to the categories 1, 2 and 3 that we talked about previously. And it does carry increased imprisonment for individuals and significantly increased fines for corporations. And obviously, it being industrial manslaughter, there has to be a fatality in the workplace for it to apply. Now, if you want more details on that, we will be giving you some links as well in the description where you can find out the details on how the industrial manslaughter legislation does work. But be aware that it is there as well. Now, of course, as we said at the start, there have been other updates along the way. A couple of areas that come to mind are psychosocial hazards and chemicals, where there has been changes to the way that we do things. And we will run updates for these in subsequent videos. We would encourage you to refer to your specific jurisdiction in relation to specifics, because the different states across Australia do things a little bit differently. They work under that model legislation, but there are subtle differences. So always refer to your local jurisdiction. And of course, if you have any specific legal questions or issues, we strongly encourage you to consult legal advice on those. So I hope that gives you some confidence that things haven't changed too much, and the original message that we sent out in relation to how we manage our health and safety duties really hasn't changed at all, and that you should keep doing what you're doing and make your workplaces as safe as possible.